You know when you go onto Goodreads and you can pop a little book that you're currently reading, and when you scroll down you see all the other books that readers of this book also enjoyed? Yeah, that's basically what I'm doing for today's video. I'm just picking books from my 2024 reading challenge and using that to kind of introduce me to some new books. And it's also to test out whether the books that Goodreads recommend me are books that I will enjoy. So let's pretend that this is my first time screen recording this, because the first time I did it was on a different app and it was so blurry it made me mad, so I decided to do it again. But I looked at my 2024 reading challenge and I really wanted to read a romance book, but I barely read any romance books. The only one that I really liked was The Fake Mate, and I loved it, gave it a 5 stars and everything. So while looking at the readers recommend, there was a lot of great books and I really want to check them out, especially because these books, that they give you that certain feeling. But I ended up choosing The Fake Out because I've heard someone talk about it, and it's basically about hockey and fake dating. I drank so much goncha to the point where I kind of feel a little bit sick, but the goncha was good. I have an exciting little package that I wanted to open on camera because I've been waiting for this for I think like 3 months right now, and this was really expensive, so I hope that it's the actual thing. Like, I'm worried, did I get scammed? No way, that's not possible. But I'm gonna open it. Okay, so basically, I am a very big fan of NCT Dream, and my bias Renjin, he designed this hoodie, which I was looking at it and I was kind of like, this hoodie is ugly, but at the same time he designed it, he's my bias, and I wanted to support him, so I ended up buying this hoodie. The issue is that it's always in US dollars, so when you convert it to Australian dollars it's always so expensive, so it ended up costing a lot, but it's merch. I think it's worth it. I read this thing where money comes back but merch doesn't. This actually arrived a lot earlier. Okay, so this is basically what it looks like. I feel like it looks really big. Whoa. Okay, I'm not gonna lie, it's pretty big. Look, it's literally so big. Like, this is my waist. This is like near my kneecaps. To be honest though, I really like it. I feel like it gives me comfy vibes, so I'm really excited to start using it after it's washed. But it also has this little card that was drawn by him as well. You can't really see it, everything's so fixed. I read a little bit on the train and honestly I'm enjoying it so much. I was reading it and literally it was making me smile, it was making me giggle. I really love the chemistry between the two characters, and because it's dual perspective as well, I like seeing their thoughts about each other. The male love interest in this book also, I love him, just the way that he is obsessed with her, not in a stalkerish way, but how he just admires her, and I don't know, his thoughts about her. He's so like, he makes me wanna giggle, like, I'm like, if only a guy thought of me in that same way. I literally read this book in one day after I had my last update. I don't really know what happened. I just read the whole entire thing and it was so good. I enjoyed it so much. I was looking for a romance book like this actually, so I'm really glad that I read it. I love the chemistry between the two characters. I think the only thing that really annoyed me about this book is the male possessiveness. It gave me the ick so much, especially because it was very excessive, and just reading it was kind of like I also didn't really like the spice scenes because I felt like they had too much, and I wish we got to see more of the development of the relationship other than that, because in a way their relationship is very physical, but I think because we can kind of see them fall in love, I like that aspect of it, but everything else was kind of like I could do without it. Next, I was in the mood to read a fantasy book, and I have a lot of different options, but a majority of them were urban fantasies, and to be honest, I did not want to read an urban fantasy book. I want to broaden my horizons a little bit, so I ended up picking Song of Silver Flame Like Night, which includes a lot of Chinese elements and mythologies, and while looking at the other books that were recommended, they look so good. Okay, the covers are so beautiful, so bright, and I ended up picking Strike the Zither because I've also heard about this book, and the cover is really pretty. I love the art, but also the title sounds super interesting. I'll be honest, if I hear people talk about a book, that kind of makes me want to read it more, so this was also a biased choice. To be honest, when I started this book, I literally had no idea what was going on. I was so confused. Who are these characters? What are they doing? But I really like the pictures at the beginning of the book. The art, literally so pretty. Reading a little bit more of it though, I am sort of understanding what's going on. This war and a lot of, I guess, people fighting against each other and betrayal, and they're trying to overtake each other and everything. I like the main character so far. I'm very interested to see her background story and where she goes. We also meet this other strategist in the enemy camp whose name is Crow, and I don't know where this relationship is going, but I am feeling some sort of chemistry. I'm really conflicted over my thoughts in this book because while I love the strong woman characters, I love the plot, it's super interesting, and I love the little sliver of romance. Honestly, the romance was so good because just the chemistry and the banter between them, the whole longing and like betrayal was so good. However, I think at the halfway point, I kind of got bored. I ended up reading a completely different book, and then I went back to Strike the Zither, but I didn't really have any motivation to read it once I reached that point. I wouldn't say it was boring. I just didn't, I don't know, I didn't feel like I wanted to read it. I did enjoy it, it just didn't give me that 5-star feeling that I wanted. Also, the cover of these books are so pretty, and I really love how they put art at the beginning of the book. I looked at the art in the second book, and the image of Crow, who I think is also on the cover, I didn't know that he would look like that. If I knew he would look like that, my whole, like the whole visual would change. Next, I wanted to read a mystery book until I realized I've barely read any, so the 2 books I read was Make Me Lie and Two Can Keep a Secret, and then I decided to pick Make Me Lie because it was kind of an unexpected book that I really enjoyed, and I felt like if I chose Two Can Keep a Secret, I probably would have gotten books that I've already heard about. And I was right because I looked through all these books and I absolutely had no idea, have not heard about any of them, but I ended up picking the first option, which was called Not Dead Enough. I finished reading the book. I literally read it in one day because I was like, I have to finish it so I can tell you guys about my feelings on this book, and so that I can also end this video. In the beginning, I wasn't super interested in it, and I feel like a big part of it was because I haven't heard anyone talk about the book, so I was a little bit apprehensive. But as I continued reading it, I grew a lot more curious to see where it would go. To be honest, I feel like the whole mystery thriller aspect wasn't the best. There was no suspense, and also it was really obvious who the whole person was. Every single time she opened her mouth, I swear, like, I knew. I felt like the antagonist wasn't really good. It didn't feel very resolved. There were some things that were missing. Because of that, I don't know, something about this book wasn't entirely satisfying to me. I do think that the abuse in the story was well written, because we get to see her kind of overcome her PTSD and her trauma, and as she heals with her friends around her. I don't understand the supernatural aspect of the book, because I feel like that also wasn't clearly explained, so I don't really know what was going on there. But in the end, I did enjoy it, but there were definitely things that I felt like could have been improved on. I do think that this video was a very interesting little experiment, and I think in the future I'm probably gonna look at my favorite books and see what other readers enjoy, so that I can get more recommendations. Because looking at, for example, The Fake Mate, I did realize that a lot of the romance books there are probably books that I would like. I don't know, I've never actually read them, but I really enjoyed The Fake Out, so that was good. But it was fun. It was a fun little video. Anyways, I hope you guys enjoy watching this video. Please subscribe. Thank you guys for watching, and I will see you guys in another video. Bye!